How's it going today, everybody? My name is Cartel Johnson. I'm one of the sous chefs here at Keeneland Hospitality, and we're going to talk a little bit about grilling since Father's Day is coming up. Today, we're going to work on some grilled vegetables. We're going to do a little bit with some chicken, and I'm going to show you how to make a killer brine with our Keeneland German lager, released this spring for race meat. So first and foremost, we're going to talk a little bit about vegetable prep. When you're grilling vegetables, you really want to use more of a medium to low heat, depending on what kind of vegetable you're using, just so you can get some good color on there and so you don't kind of destroy the integrity of the vegetables. We got our grill nice and hot. We're sitting right here at about 500 degrees. 500 degrees is hot. Once you open up the grill, you're going to lose a little bit of that heat, so it's not going to be quite that hot on the surface. One of the keys to grilling good vegetables is making sure that if you're using things like zucchini and squashes, that you cut your seeds out, because that holds a lot of the moisture. Then you want to use a little bit of oil. And as always, salt and pepper makes it. Give that a good toss. With our peppers, we're going to go skin side down first, right onto our hot grill. Mushrooms, you're going to go top down first, so you can get that nice color and char marks on your mushrooms. Our zucchini and squash isn't going to take quite as long as the peppers and onions. So you want to put those things together because they're going to cook at similar times. Last but not least, we have our asparagus. We're going to put that on the top so we don't kill that nice bright green color in our asparagus. Then we'll move it down to the bottom as we get a little bit farther along, just to get a little bit of char on it. After about 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to start to notice that you're going to get some grill marks on the flesh side of your zucchini and squash. We're going to talk a little bit about carryover cooking. You really just want to get that nice grill mark and that charred flavor and let the heat that the vegetables get from sitting on the grill do the rest of the work the rest of the way through. You can tell when your mushrooms are starting to cook a little bit more. You'll see the moisture start to build up inside of the mushroom cap. Go ahead and give them a little turn. Get a little fire action going on there. As you can see, you have a nice little bit of char here that you have to work with. That's really going to give you some of that flavor with the vegetables. Now that we got that good char and flavor on our vegetables, they're only going to take about 4 to 5 minutes to cook. We're going to go ahead and take off our zucchini and squash first. Take off our mushrooms and peppers. And we're going to move those asparagus down to the hot side just for a minute to get a little char on them. This is going to be the makings for a nice, beautiful grilled vegetable platter that you're going to see later. Both the chicken breasts and the chicken skewers that we're going to grill today, we're brining our signature Keeneland German lager. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about grilling chicken breasts. Whenever you're grilling proteins, you want to get your grill screaming hot. That's going to do a couple things. That's going to give you the nice grill marks that you're looking for, and that's going to actually help keep your food from sticking to the grill grates. But just in case, I always like to, especially when I'm dealing with a stainless steel, use just a little bit of oil. You can use a towel and some regular cooking oil and kind of just moisten up the grates a little bit. That'll just help make your cooking surface a little bit more lubricated. Like with anything, I'm going to get a little bit of oil on our previously brined chicken. We season everything here at Keeneland, so salt and pepper, of course. And when you're trying to get those nice grill hash marks that you see on TV, there's something we like to call the 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock method. So picture that you're putting the food down on a clock. You want to have the top of your chicken breast pointing at 2. You're going to let that cook for about 3 to 4 minutes for a chicken breast this size, and then you're going to move that chicken breast over to 10 o'clock. Now that we've got our nice hash marks, we're going to go ahead and let the chicken go over to the other side. At this point, the chicken is about 50 to 60% done. We're going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of our whiskey barbecue sauce that we talked about earlier. Now remember, the safe eating temperature for chicken is 165 degrees. So depending on what size piece you have or what cut of chicken that you're making, always remember to give a temperature check before you serve. A good way to utilize the thigh meat is to use it as a chicken skewer. Chicken skewers, you typically don't need to use the traditional barbecue sauce, so we're gonna pair our mango and peach relish with ours. Chicken thighs tend to stay a little bit more juicy when you grill them. So this is a nice thing to use just for an appetizer, or if you have a longer skewer, you can stack it with vegetables. We have a little bit of that same brine chicken that we use for our chicken breast. And this is the dark meat skewer. We have the bottoms wrapped in foil just to help keep the wood from burning a little bit. If you have metal skewers, that's ideal, but it'll work either way. We're gonna do a nice little low, slow heat since it's a smaller cut of meat, and then we want it to stay juicy. You can kind of lay your skewers right at the front of the grill, so that way the chicken is right over the heat, but the back of the skewer is kind of off of it. A cut this size is only going to take about 6 minutes to cook, so you're going to want to cook it for about 3 minutes on one side, flip, cook it for another 3 on the other side, but always remember, again, 165 is your ideal temperature for cooking and serving chicken. I hope you all enjoyed everything today. Right in front of us we have our finished grilled vegetable platter and our chicken 2 ways with our Keeneland German spring lager. We have our satays and our mango and peach relish, and our chicken with our bourbon barbecue sauce. Happy Father's Day, guys. Cheers.